Page 43, Plaisir d'amour, and I don't know how to pronounce that stuff, so it's French, I think. Okay, it's got something to do with love. On page 42, this is beginning of Unit 4. They're introducing you to a new key signature. The key signature for G major, that's 1 sharp. You see, so far we've only had C major key signature, and that had no sharps or flats in it. Well, if you look on page 43 in this music, you see right after the clef, there's sharps in there. That's the key signature. That's where it goes. Now we can see it because there's something there. 1 sharp, it's G major. So now you need to go to my scale video for G major and do the 1 octave up and down on that. Learn it. Learn the scale. Get good at the scale. So now what I suggest to I made suggestions in the videos, but each day, the first thing when you practice, you do the scale. You don't need to spend a lot of time on it, just a few minutes, and that's good. The point is you need to do it day after day after day after day, though. That's what's important. You don't spend a lot of time in any one day, but you do spend a little bit of time constantly day after day. That's what brings it along best, yeah. So if you're doing a piece in G major, do the G major scale. If you're doing a piece in C major, do the C major scale. It's whatever pieces you're working on, do those scales. You get into the habit of knowing that there's an F sharp when you're playing in G major. You just know there's an F sharp in it. So every time when you're reading the music, when you see an F, you just automatically play an F sharp because you're playing in the key of G major. And it really makes it easier when you get into 5, 6, 7 sharps and flats. You think, what's going on? Well, if you just play in those keys, you don't have to worry about all that. And that's what I'm trying to get across. Learn the scale, and that will help you. At the bottom of the page, on page 42, they talk a little bit about contrary motion. I don't teach contrary motion at this time. I save that for the advanced level. I do cover it in the scale videos at the advanced level. The idea with contrary is your hands are going opposite directions. Well, you think, oh, good grief, that's hard. Actually, it's not on some scales. Like in C major, here, the hands mirror each other. Here, and you're playing the same fingers at the same time. And that makes it easy because the hands want to mirror each other anyway. So you just focus on one hand and the other hand just does it. Doesn't matter which hand you focus on, take turns. Well, in G major, it's same difference, except now we got a black key, and it's not the same. So here, I got an F sharp, but I got an A natural. Otherwise, it is mirroring each other. The same fingers at the same time, it's just you got to do the F sharp when you get there. But I don't really teach that right now. To me, you need to be able to do these in parallel. That's going the same direction. That's what I want you to learn. Yeah. Do the trill exercises, though, and the wrist and the access and the whole bit that I explained in the video. Okay, let's talk about this d'amour thing. It's only on page 43. Okay. It's got a repeat sign. We're going to play it twice. Treble and bass clef. Now we see it's got 1 sharp. We're in the key of G major. Okay. 3, 4 times. And it has a pickup beat, so we're coming in on beat 3, which means there should be another measure with 2 beats in it. And there is at the bottom, at the half notes, 2 beats. So you're here at the beginning, right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1. And then the 4th finger, again, we take advantage of the repeated notes to change hand positions. Because we want to connect this, then go measure 9, 2-1. Well, this is what I was explaining in another video earlier on. Try this out and see what you think, because you're going to get it later. Well, it's later. You're getting it. It's called a finger substitution. You play the note with the first number, 2, and then while you're holding it down, you put the other number, the 1, on it. You substitute one finger for another. Here. And the reason we're doing that is because we need to cover 6 notes with 5 fingers. So we don't have enough fingers for, so we do this. This puts a here, and then 1 5 and 1 4. Connect that. And that's the idea with finger substitutions. As I said, Some people use them a lot. Some people don't like them and avoid them. I use them a great deal because I like to feel my way around the keyboard, and finger substitutions help me play things connected. And that's what I try and do to start. In the left hand, we got the broken chords. Now G chord, and then the D7 chord. It's similar to what we had in C position, except now we're in G. And we have the F sharp to deal with. That's all. Last line, you're down here, here, and then during the rest you come up. Fourth finger, and then extended position. It's a G chord, extended position. We had it in the right hand earlier on, but here. Fourth finger on the B. Yeah, like so. Put the hands together. Again, we're just trying to get them to work together, so don't worry about hesitating at this point. You're here, here, and then here, these two notes, and then here. Now hold that down. Now fourth finger, this is fourth finger. Huh? And then try to get all this down at the same time. Oh goody. And when I do finger substitutions, I typically do them immediately. You don't have to, it's whenever. Measure 12, look out, you got to rest in the left hand. Right there, we got to come up anyway. Now, when you repeat, we got to consider this, because you're in this position at the end. And we're going to repeat. Well, the left hand has a rest. You got time to come up where you need to be. The right hand doesn't. You need this. You're going to lift up between the phrases eventually, so go ahead and do that. We go ahead and use thumb. Just lift up. Then get rid of the hesitations, and then the phrase, connect these. Lift up, lift up. Would like to connect that, but they get tricky with finger substitutions because you'd have to here, and then while you're holding that down, you got to put that on a. And then again, or here. And that gets, you will need to do that eventually, but you don't need to do it here if you don't want to. But I could do it. 4, and then put 5 on it, and then 1, 4, put 5 on it. That way I connect it. Here. That's a way of doing it. That's how I would actually do it, but you can do it the way the book is showing is fine. Now the dynamics, well, that applies to the melody, and that's the right hand. Moderately soft, whatever you think sort of soft is. This left hand needs to be very soft. And each one of these notes then is going to get a little louder. You're going to go up to moderately loud. Soft, a little louder, moderately loud. And you're staying there until the end where you're moderately loud, come down a little bit, moderately soft. And while I'm doing this, I want to hear this. Don't drown it out. So you got to get really soft. It takes practice, but it's good practice. Speed depends on the mood I'm in, but generally it's a flow. 2, 3. Not too slow because these long notes just drag if you do that. Don't go that slow. It's got to flow, but not real fast. Don't. That's silly. Just a nice, gentle. Somewhere in that area. I'll play it at a different speed every time I play it, but it'll be in that area. Now they've added pedal. Well, you don't need pedal on this. You can do it fine without, but okay, we can add pedal if they want to add pedal, I suppose. I'm going to push the pedal down after I play the notes. So in measure 3, it's here. I push the notes down first and then the pedal. I'm going to lift the pedal up with the right hand. I want to hear the phrasing. Because I'm not lifting up in the left hand, I'm connecting all that. I'm just lifting up in the right hand. Same thing in measure 7 here, push the notes down first in the pedal. Here on measure 8, I'm lifting everything up together. So there's a little sus, and And then at the end, here, push the notes down, then the pedal, and then the pedal and the notes all come up together. Whether I repeat or not, they come up together. And that's really the pedaling, not that much to it. Now I would suggest, it's just a suggestion, on the fermata at the end, you only do it the second time you play it, because it messes it up. Here, you hit it, and then you try it again. You can do it both times, but in a lot of cases, when I'm going to repeat or do something again, I don't slow down, I don't do fermatas, I just kind of play it through, and then the second time I play it, I add all that stuff in. Now there is a note at the top of this to right hand RH 8VA. You see that under moderately slow? Meaning the second time you play it, that is when you repeat it, the right hand, whichever right hand, is an 8VA, which means is an octave higher. So instead of here, I'm going to go to here. And we'll play it up here. The left hand stays where it's at. So you're ending it at the bottom here, here, and then as you lift up, everything comes up together, and the right hand simply comes up. And as you play this note, you can get the left hand up. So you're only moving one hand at a time. And you're up here a second time. Let's try it together very slowly to double check the notes on everything. I'm not going to do any dynamics, and I will repeat, and I will go up in the right hand on the repeat. So I'll give us 2 counts. Let's just play it slowly together, just to make sure you're playing the same note I'm playing at the same time I'm playing it. And you do this after you learn it. Learn it first. Don't try and learn it during the play with me. That's backwards. So I'm only going to give us 2 counts. I'm going to go ready, go. No, go. Ready, go.